family, back with another download. I wanted to do a part 3 of learning love or learning to love, surrendering to love. You know, I've already done a part 1 and part 2, so you can skedaddle back, watch those first two. But today I wanted to share something, a little bit longer video about self love and how important that is in your move towards surrendering to love. When you love yourself fully, others love you. And I know that sounds a bit cliche ish, but what you do is you activate love in others by their watching you love yourself first. They're not watching you love others first. They're watching you care for yourself. They're watching you heal. They're watching you transform. Healing is one of the biggest facets of self-love, because what self-love is not just a selfish loving of yourself. Okay. So I heard someone say, you could be selfish with yourself. Well, self-love isn't necessarily a selfish way of loving yourself. It is an authentic way of loving yourself. It has nothing to do with being selfish. You just are loving yourself fully. You're loving every fiber of your being, everything about you, even the things that other people don't care for. Everyone has their picks about what they like about you, what they don't like about you. When you love yourself fully, that's my definition of what self-love is. Loving yourself fully, loving yourself authentically. Everything about me I love. Everything about me I love. And when you move in that place, no one can rock you. Nobody can stir you or move you away from the thought of, or even a thought of questioning the love for your, the love you have for yourself, and the act of surrendering to love starts with that. All right, because that authentic loving of myself moves me into healing, because I recognize, okay, there is something there that I need to attend to. I have some past programming. I have some things that I'm making people pay for that isn't really their fault. It's funny how we meet people all the time, and everyone says the same thing. They want you to be over your past, and they want you to be in a place where you're not affected by it. But I think what people miss is there are certain things, certain areas in life that you're going to heal by yourself. And then there are other things that you will heal with another, because they're in an ascended place and you're in an ascended place. And that coming together of two ascended individuals promotes that healing work. So the notion that you're going to be totally healed when you meet people is a rarity, because there will be times when that connection will help in the healing. That support from that individual will assist in the healing. I didn't say a toxic type support where someone is treating you horribly and you're just standing by them just because you're afraid to be by yourself. I know, I won't gonna say it, but I'm gonna go ahead on and put it out there. Some of you are afraid to exist alone. You have had times in your life where there was some sort of abandonment. So rather than to let go of people that treat you horribly, you hold on. That's the wounded part of you that wants to hold on, because you don't want to sit with yourself, and you don't want to sit with your thoughts. When you authentically love yourself, you will appreciate solitude. You will appreciate times that you are by yourself, so that you can reflect on, am I okay with being me? You know what? I am my own best friend. I enjoy my company. Okay, when you authentically love yourself, you enjoy your own company. I don't have to fill my space when someone's not talking, or when people aren't calling, or when I'm not working on something, whether it be ministry or business. I don't have to fill the empty space with conversation. I don't. I've learned how to love my own dialogue. Okay, whether it be dialogue with myself and just working through things on my own, or with my dialogue with Holy Spirit. I have an appreciation for dialogue. Okay, that does not always include another person. I'm good being by myself. Okay, I'm good being with people, but I also have an appreciation for the solitude, because that's my refuel, and that's my recharge time. I don't have to fill every space with words. Okay, so check on that. You know, ask yourself, am I okay if no one's not calling, or if my life is being cleared out? A lot of you, your lives are being cleared out, and you're having trouble with that because you've had so many toxic people around you, and people around you that weren't good for you, that you're feeling the loss, and not even thinking that it probably should have already been cleared out of those individuals. There are times when the divine has to intervene because we're moving too slow. Thank you, Holy Spirit. We're moving too slow. We're taking too long. All right. And so something has to happen to get them out. And it's usually a huge tower moment that gets them out. But that is a time where you can sit in reflection. Stop being so quick to replace people. I know some of you love these dating sites and friend sites, all kinds of sites. But some of that is getting you in trouble. All right. And what I mean by that is that you can't be alone. You're constantly filling your space with conversation, and you're linking up with other clingy people and other people that need their space filled up. You're linking with energies like you. I know. I took a pause because you need to think on it. That's why I took the pause. All right. You're not linking up with healed people because that area you're still needing healing in. So you're linking up with those people that are thriving off of that continual, I got to have somebody in my space. Doesn't matter how you're treated. You're not even paying attention to that. You keep giving people a pass that don't need a pass. It's because you're not healed in that area. What authentically loving yourself does is it helps you to surrender to love by recognizing, I need to heal in that area. Let me work on that. Okay, I need to do something better in that area. Let me work on that. All right? I need to have more compassion. Let me work on that. I need to communicate better. Let me work on that. All right. I need to be in better control of my emotions. Let me work on that. That's what that surrendering to love does. So a lot of times when people hear surrendering to love, we always equate it to another individual. Think about yourself first, and surrender to love within you first, and then you're able to surrender to love toward another thing. In surrendering to love, learning love. As a RelateWell coach, one thing that I teach my clients to do, I teach them to not be in a chaser space. When people don't love you, or they don't talk to you, or they don't communicate with you, there's no need to run after people. When you surrender to love and you authentically love yourself, even when there is silence in a connection, you don't feel the need to chase anybody. All right. Sometimes the silence is good for you both, to kind of reflect on things. Use it as a reflection time. It's not, if you're in a relationship, it's not a time for you to scope somebody else out and let me go find somebody else to talk to because this person isn't talked to. No. The mature individual in a relationship, if there's silence, you use it as reflection time. All right. You don't use it as a time to go out, find you somebody else. I'm going to find somebody that'll talk to me because this person isn't talking to me. Or I'm going to find somebody to hang out with because they refuse to hang out with me. No, it's not immature and petty. All right? It's not immature and petty. It is a very mature loving of your way, a mature way of loving yourself authentically. All right, paying attention to the silent times as times of reflection, and not being in a chaser space. I don't have to chase you down. I'm in a space in my life now where once I have let someone know I want them in my life, friend, romantic relationship, business partnership, they're in it. They're just in it. Doesn't really matter the obstacles we face. I've made the decision, they're in it. All right. And I look at it as something long term. Okay. That's how I look at it. And I understand that there are going to be times where we won't be on the same page. There might be times of silence. There might be times where we're not talking as much. But doesn't mean that the connection is severed. It means that we're learning one another. Surrendering to love is authentically loving yourself and giving somebody else the space to authentically love themselves. And sometimes the silence helps aid in that. Okay? And so understand where you are in self-love. Go beyond the whole, it's a selfish love, be selfish with yourself. Go a little deeper. Authentically love yourself. Enough to heal, enough to transform, enough to enjoy your own silence. Enough, not to be clingy and wanting attention when you're not getting it. Give attention to yourself, because loving yourself will cause others, let me rephrase, loving yourself authentically will cause others that love themselves authentically to love you. And I will see you on the next download. Toodles.